This is another episode of Inside Voices for Unity of Ocala, and today I am with Joanne Long. And Joanne Long is one of our founding members, and so I thought today we would focus on a little bit of history about Unity of Ocala. So Joanne, you were one of the founding members, a charter member. So how did Unity of Ocala become established here in Ocala?
There was a lady, her name was Flora Gale, who was a Daily Word subscriber and reader. And she learned that there was indeed a church associated with the Daily Word. Many people at that time were not aware of it. She made the trip out to Unity Village in Lee Summit, Missouri, came away very enthusiastic about beginning a Unity church in Ocala. She placed an ad in the local paper, and they set a meeting time and place, and 14 people showed up, and it started from there.
What year was that?
That was 1975.
Oh my gosh.
September 22nd, 1975. The church was actually chartered through Unity Village in April of 1979. For quite a while they were simply meeting in people's homes. The first meeting place that they had was in, at that time it was the Marion Hotel. It's a Sovereign building downtown now, in one of the meeting rooms. And then over the years there were various other meeting places. The chapel at the First Christian Church, the Ramada Inn, and there's a very interesting photo in the archives of Reverend Paul Funk, who was the visiting minister that we had at that time, standing in front of a sign that says, happy hour from 5 to 7, Unity meets here at 10.
I love that.
So, and of course over the years we have had different, ministers. Paul Funk was with us a long time. He had his own church in Brooksville, Florida, and he commuted. He did services in both places.
So when did you actually join Unity of Ocala?
In March of 1980.
Wow. And you said once when we were having a conversation that there was a group of charter members.
Yes.
How many and when did that all happen? Do you remember?
Apparently, I have the list. There were 53 names on the charter, and it may have been, I wasn't privy to all of the legalities. It may have been that 50 was the number you had to have in order to receive your charter from Unity Village, but they had 53 names.
So the 53 made it possible for Unity of Ocala to be a part of the association, right, and officially recognized.
Officially recognized, Unity of Ocala, Inc.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
So we're a corporation too, which a lot of people don't know.
Right, many churches are.
Yeah.
We're a nonprofit
and
corporation.
A nonprofit corporation, yes. I understand from conversations that we've had in the past that you were away from Unity of Ocala for several years. And what happened? Why was that?
Well, I moved away. I had a lot of changes in my personal life. And in the interim, I went to more mainstream Protestant denominations, which I felt were absolutely fine as far as they went.
Mm-hmm.
But Unity takes us a step further and gives us a lot of tools, practical tools to live our lives. And I actually was reintroduced probably around 2005 or 6. We had since acquired our own building.
Right. Do you remember when that was?
This building that we're currently in was, I believe, 96.
Yes.
Yes.
96. I remember reading that they had a search committee and went out looking, and this was the spot that they found. So we've actually been here in this physical location since 1996. That's pretty impressive as well for a small church. So what was it that drew you back in 2005?
The catalyst, I would have to say, was my aunt, Ora Smith. She had also remarried and was attending another church because her spouse, as was I.
Very common.
And after he passed, she was looking. She said, I wasn't 100% comfortable, but it was his desire, so that's what we did. And I said, well, they have a church now. Unity has a church. And she said, oh. So I started bringing her here because she had vision problems and couldn't drive. And I'm like, oh, I've really missed this. We were going to some classes that were going on and Sunday services. And I said, I really, really miss this. I feel more at home. And this is more spiritually fulfilling. So my spouse said, well, I don't object. You go where you feel led to go. So we each have our own. We each have our own now. And one of the main things that I find with Unity is that we interpret the Bible metaphysically. We seek deeper meanings than the literal history, because so much of the Bible is just history. But we go a little bit farther, and we follow the teachings of Christ rather than worshiping the personality of Christ.
That's awesome. Well, I for one, am so happy that you came back, because Joanne is, and many people who will see this can attest to the fact that she is one of our A-team members, and she also takes on, as a volunteer, our financial secretary role. So she keeps us all straight in terms of our books, and one of the few people here that understands QuickBooks. So we're completely grateful for your service here. Thank you so much for doing this today. I appreciate it, and we'll talk to you again soon.